What's going on, guys? At Seaver Shoots back with another episode of Stuff and Things. I may or may not have clickbaited you just a little bit with the title of this video. Don't get me wrong, I am going to go through an overview of this rifle just to keep your interest somewhere here in this introduction of myself. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Today is my lawn chair review to introduce me to you, all 22 of you, my subscribers, and hopefully some more of you who will stick around for what is to come in the future. So I wanted to talk about myself in a couple different ways, and I thought that I would start by talking to you about why I am on YouTube. I obviously don't have a lot of followers, although I am very grateful for the followers that I do have. I also do not have any kind of promotional deal with any company. Every round of ammunition you see fired, I bought with my own money. Every piece of every toy that I buy is bought with my own money. The target stands that I use are built in my backyard by me. So I feel like I can give you guys an honest review of an item because I am the average everyday shooter just like you. And there's no fluff behind what I'm doing. I also really enjoy it. It's fun to me. It's fun creating different angles so that you can see the gun shot in different ways. It is fun for me to go out and film what I'm doing, not only so I can learn what I can do better as a shooter, but also I just enjoy putting videos together for you guys. I think that that's a really good time. So, while my following is not huge as of right now, and I'm not expecting it to ever get very large, just know that I do this because it's fun. I really do enjoy it. So now I want to talk about me just a little bit. I want to start with who I am. My name is Chris. I live in Utah, the beautiful mountainous state. I think we're in the top 10 as far as 2A friendly states go. We just had a really big rally a couple weeks ago here in February where a ton of people showed out at the Capitol and effectively helped to absolutely decimate a bunch of bogus gun control legislation that was being tabled for our legislative session. And it was really awesome. I am very proud to be a Utahn. I live in a relatively smallish college town where I am the offensive coordinator for the lacrosse team of my alma mater. So now I want to talk about what I do a little bit. I do a couple of things. Being fresh out of college, other than my coaching job, I am also a night watch at an at-risk youth facility. So I am very good at handling things under sleep deprivation. My real job, I am a personal trainer. I value fitness. I think exercising is fun, personally, and I think it's important to take care of our bodies, and I will talk about that more later. I am also a father and a husband, and I think that is my highest priority. I also wanted to talk about how I got into guns. I've only really been into guns in the last like 5 years or so. I grew up in a house, a Christian household with conservative values, and what I didn't understand as I was growing up was that the Second Amendment is there to protect those conservative values that I hold so dear. And I don't think anybody in my family realized that really either until I started getting more into guns. And even to this day, my family members really aren't that into guns, but they are getting there. So that's a start. But growing up, we really only had little 22s, and then the occasional shotgun made its way through our house, whether we were borrowing it for skeet shooting, which was a rare thing for us. We also inherited a 6-shooter from my grandpa. I don't even know what caliber it was in, if I'm being honest. That's how little I knew about firearms at the time. But as I've grown up, I've come to realize how important it is that we are able to protect our freedoms and our values. And the only way for us to do that is if we have the ability to fight back. if we did not have the ability to own firearms, there would be nothing stopping a tyrannical government or any other kind of invading force from taking those freedoms and those values away from us and making us live the way that they want us to live instead of the way that we want to live. So, while I do enjoy firearms as a hobby, I also think that they are very important to the protection of our freedoms. So while I'm talking about guns, I think now would be the good time to give you an overview of my rifle. Like I said, I pay for everything, so this took me a while to build. I started by purchasing my Aero Precision M4 E1 lower receiver, and then this hung out for a while until I think the next thing that I got was this Magpul grip. I really like. It came with one of those, you know, ones that goes at that angle and it's got the little nubby on it for your fingers. I hated that thing. So upgraded this. After that, I got myself a brace. Also, another thing, I love burn-proof gear. I think their stuff is really cool. So this is their, I can't remember what they call it. The Wiseman company calls it the Split Fix because it fixes the split and it makes the brace a lot more sturdy when you are shouldering it. But anyway, got that guy. Then finally, after many, many months of saving up, I was able to purchase a Primary Weapon Systems Mark 111 Pro upper. It's the 111, so it is 11.85 inches, which in my opinion is the do-it-all length for an AR-15. After that, before I got the big sight, I got these off-sights. They are from Aim Sports. I just picked them up at my local sporting goods store, and they have been awesome. I've never heard of Aim Sports until I bought these, and I am not disappointed in them. They have held up fantastic, and they are right on the money, and they fold down, which is really cool. So I think that's awesome. And then the next thing that I got was my Vortex Strike Eagle 1-6 LVPO. I really like this thing. Some people don't love Vortex LVPOs, at least the ones that are in the lower price range. I personally think that this thing is fantastic. I can slap steel from 200 yards with this thing, which honestly, I don't feel like I'm ever gonna have to get past that. So this is good for my uses. And then another burn-proof gear rail wrap thing. I just like this for the texture that it gives me, and also piston systems, which the Mark 111 is, can get a little bit hot up in the rail. I didn't experience that before I got this, but I wanted to get this just to make sure, and I also think it looks fantastic. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of gray. So, there's an overview of my AR pistol. Back to me. Like I talked about, I am Christian. I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We used to be known as Mormons. We don't really go by that anymore because there are offshoots of our religion that go by that, and they do not believe the same things that we do. They believe that they are a reformed version of our religion, and if you know anything about our religion, it's about restoration, not any kind of reformation. We believe that our church has been restored. The original church that Jesus Christ put together when he was on the earth has been restored again to the earth through the prophet Joseph Smith. Being able to protect my family, my right to worship the way that I want to, very important to me and to my people. If you have any questions about that, please ask. The last thing I wanted to talk about was why I do all of the things that I do, why I am a night watch, why I am a lacrosse coach, why I am a personal trainer, why I make videos on the weekends of me shooting my toys. I don't do anything unless I enjoy it. One of my biggest heroes in my life is my father, and I'll tell you why. He is the biggest example to me of a good man. and what a good man should do. He is a good and a bad example of what I'm trying to explain here, and what that is doing what you love. My dad has had the same job for about 20 years, I think over 20 years now, and it's a good job. It's stable and it's well paid, and it has provided my family with a lot of opportunities, but he hates it. He absolutely despises that job, and I don't blame him. And I am extremely grateful to him for working that job all these years to give me all of the opportunities that it has given me. I would not be half of the man that I am currently if it weren't for my father and his dedication to providing for my family. Now, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to do that. Providing for a family is important. I'm trying to do that, but I also think it's important that we don't live a life doing something that we hate, because that is a very hard life to live. If you're good at something, don't do it for free. If you find something that you love to do, find a way to do it and to get paid for it, to make it your living. If you love it, odds are good you're going to be good at it. So pursue it. Pursue it until you can turn that thing into a job. What I'm trying to get at is that I do all of these things because I love them. Like I said at the beginning, I don't have a whole bunch of channel sponsors that provide me with ammunition and guns to test out and blah and blah and blah. I don't have any of that. I do this because I love it. So to you 22 subscribers, thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this review of me, like and subscribe. If you didn't, comment, tell me why. That may or may not be a good idea for me to ask. But as always, I will catch you later.